Did you know that our planet holds secrets that even science hasn't been able to fully explain? Earth is a place full of mysteries, and many of them defy logic and the knowledge we have about the world. From bizarre natural phenomena to events that changed the course of history, the list of strange things that have happened on our planet is simply mind-blowing. Today, we're diving into the 7 strangest things that have ever happened on planet Earth. Get ready for stories about lakes that turn animals into stone, storms that never end, bizarre forests, apocalyptic sounds, and much more. And I promise you, the #1 event will leave you speechless. Imagine a place where nature itself feels like it's straight out of a horror story. A lake that appears serene from afar, but hides a disturbing secret. This is Lake Natron, located in northern Tanzania, near the border with Kenya. One of the most unusual bodies of water in the world, Natron defies any logic at first glance. With its intensely red waters, caused by microorganisms thriving in extreme conditions, Lake Natron is highly alkaline, with pH levels reaching 10.5. This makes it so caustic that it can burn the skin of unsuspecting animals that come into contact with it. But what really shocks is how it preserves creatures in an almost supernatural way. The bodies of birds and small animals that die in the lake become, quite literally, statues. This happens because the high concentration of sodium bicarbonate and other minerals in the water calcifies the carcasses, preserving them in an almost perfect state. It's as if time has stopped for these creatures, turning them into macabre works of art created by nature. Photographer Nick Brandt brought this phenomenon to the world's attention when he captured images of petrified birds in eerily natural poses. His photos, taken in 2013, shocked audiences and sparked even more curiosity about the mysterious lake. Scientists believe that the lake's extreme alkalinity results from volcanic ash deposits in the area, dissolved over thousands of years. Despite this, some forms of life have adapted to this hostile environment, like a specific species of flamingos that use the lake as a breeding ground. It's a true paradox of life and death. And if you think a lake that turns animals into stone is already strange, get ready to discover a storm that never ends. Now imagine a place where the sky never rests. Every night, a light show takes over the horizon as if the planet itself were putting on an endless performance. Welcome to Lake Maracaibo in Venezuela, home to the famous Catatumbo lightning, a natural phenomenon as impressive as it is puzzling. The Catatumbo lightning is one of the world's strangest wonders. It occurs up to 260 nights a year, with more than 1.2 million lightning strikes annually lighting up the skies. These bolts are so intense that they can be seen up to 400 kilometers away, serving as a true beacon for sailors for centuries. But why does this happen? Scientists believe the geographical location plays a key role. Lake Maracaibo is surrounded by mountains, creating the perfect corridor for warm, humid winds rising from the lake to collide with cold air masses from the mountains. This interaction creates ideal conditions for near-constant thunderstorms. And it's not just the climatic conditions that make Catatumbo special. This storm is also one of the largest producers of ozone on Earth, helping to regenerate the planet's ozone layer. It's as if nature is compensating for its own chaos with a vital contribution to global balance. For the locals, the storm is more than a natural phenomenon. It's part of their identity. Indigenous legends say the lightning is a sign from the gods, while ancient sailors believed it was a message from protective spirits. However, in 2010, something inexplicable happened. The storm simply stopped for several weeks, leaving scientists and residents puzzled. Although it eventually returned, this pause remains one of the region's great mysteries. Speaking of things falling from the sky, the next phenomenon will challenge everything you've ever heard about rain. Do you believe it can rain animals? Imagine looking out your window during a storm, and instead of raindrops, seeing fish, frogs, or even spiders falling from the sky. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but believe it, phenomena like this have been documented multiple times around the world. That's right. We're talking about the mysterious raining animals. The phenomenon is rare, but the records are real. One of the most famous cases happened in Lloro, Honduras, where since the 19th century, people have reported fish rains known as lluvia de peces. To this day, the event occurs several times a year, usually after a strong storm. During these moments, hundreds of live fish appear, scattered across the streets, baffling locals and scientists alike. Another bizarre case happened in Australia in 2015 when thousands of spiders fell from the sky, creating a kind of rain of webs. The town of Goulburn was covered by a thin, sticky layer of silk, leading residents to call the event an apocalyptic rain. But how is this possible? The most accepted theory is that tornadoes or water spouts, whirlwinds over water surfaces, suck up animals from the ground or water and transport them over long distances before releasing them. In the case of Lloro, for example, it's believed that tornadoes in the Atlantic Ocean may be responsible for carrying fish to the town. Despite meteorological explanations, the phenomenon still carries an air of mystery. In Lloro's local culture, many believe the fish rain is a miracle, the result of prayers from a missionary priest who asked God to feed the hungry in the region. Speaking of miracles and mysteries, our channel is full of fascinating stories like this one. So take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future content. But if you think raining animals is already strange, wait until you hear about a bizarre incident involving frozen cows in the mountains. It's unbelievable. Imagine a snow-covered mountainous landscape where everything seems peaceful. Now add to this scene dozens of frozen cows inside an abandoned cabin. Sounds like the plot of a horror movie, right? But this actually happened in Colorado, USA, in 2011. A group of park rangers stumbled upon something chilling while exploring a cabin in the mountains. About 30 frozen cows inside the building. But what brought them there? Apparently, the cows, caught off guard by an intense snowstorm, entered the cabin seeking shelter. However, the lack of ventilation inside caused the cows' body heat to partially melt the snow, which quickly refroze, trapping them inside. With no way out, the cows eventually died and froze in place. What made this story even stranger was the problem created by the carcasses. As spring approached, the frozen cows began to thaw, and the rangers faced a bizarre dilemma: how to remove the bodies without causing environmental issues or attracting predators to the area. Among the solutions considered was even blowing up the carcasses with dynamite. In the end, they opted to let the ice melt naturally, allowing nature to resolve the issue. The event sparked global attention and debates about climate change and how it's affecting animal behavior. For locals, the case was a mix of horror and perplexity, and to this day, it's remembered as one of the strangest incidents ever recorded in the region. If the idea of frozen cows already baffles you, wait until you hear about the mysterious sounds that seem to come from the earth itself. Imagine waking up on a peaceful morning only to discover that thousands of birds have fallen dead from the sky overnight. It sounds like a scene from an apocalyptic movie, but it really happened. One of the most bizarre incidents occurred in the town of Beebe, Arkansas, USA, on New Year's Eve in 2011. That night, over 5,000 dead birds, mainly red-winged blackbirds, were found scattered across streets, yards, and rooftops. The scene was so surreal that many residents thought the end of the world had arrived. Local authorities tried to find an explanation for the phenomenon. Initially, it was believed that fireworks set off during New Year's celebrations might have startled the birds, causing them to fly in panic and collide with each other or urban structures. Others suggested that an electrical storm might have disoriented the animals. Yet even with these theories, the event remains shrouded in mystery. What makes this story even stranger is that similar events have been recorded in other parts of the world, with birds falling from the sky in large numbers, sometimes under seemingly normal conditions. In some cases, the birds showed signs of unexplained trauma, while in others they seemed to have simply switched off midair. This phenomenon has raised global concerns about how human activities, such as the use of pesticides or high-frequency sound waves, may be interfering with animal behavior. For the residents of Bibi, however, the night became known as the day the birds fell from the sky. And if birds falling from the sky already seem disturbing, get ready to discover an event that changed the planet's climate and devastated entire regions. Let's talk about the Laki Fissure. In June 1783, something extraordinary began to happen in Iceland. The Laki Fissure, an enormous volcanic system, erupted and triggered one of the most devastating natural events ever recorded in history. For over 8 consecutive months, the volcano spewed immense amounts of lava and toxic gases, forever changing Earth's climate and affecting the lives of millions of people. The eruption released 15 cubic kilometers of lava and 120 million tons of sulfur dioxide, creating a toxic haze that spread across Europe. In Iceland, the event caused the death of up to 25% of the local population due to gas poisoning and famine, as soils and pastures were destroyed, decimating livestock and crops. But the impacts didn't stop there. The Laki eruption altered the global climate. In Europe, the following winters were extremely harsh, while summers saw failed harvests due to droughts or acid rain. Famine spread across many parts of the continent, even contributing to social tensions that preceded the French Revolution. Interestingly, reports of climate changes associated with Laki reached as far as Asia and North America, where winters were described as exceptionally severe. The infamous winter of 1784, for instance, was one of the coldest ever recorded in the United States. Modern scientists believe the Laki eruption was a demonstration of how volcanic events can cause global-scale climate changes. This phenomenon served as a warning about the potential impacts of future eruptions. If a volcanic eruption can change the global climate, what about a mysterious event that devastated a vast region of Siberia? Get ready to learn about the Tunguska event. On the morning of June 30th, 1908, an event as astonishing as it was inexplicable shook the heart of Siberia, Russia. A devastating explosion occurred over the Tunguska forest, releasing an estimated 15 megatons of energy, equivalent to 1,000 atomic bombs like the one dropped on Hiroshima. The explosion was so intense that it flattened over 80 million trees across an area of 2,000 square kilometers and caused tremors felt in neighboring countries. To this day, the Tunguska event remains one of the planet's greatest mysteries. What's most curious is that there is no crater to explain the impact. The absence of visible evidence of an asteroid or comet left scientists perplexed. The most accepted theory is that a meteor or comet exploded in the air about 5 to 10 kilometers above the surface, releasing a devastating shock wave. This airburst would have caused the destruction without the object ever touching the ground. Reports from the time make the event even more intriguing. Local residents said they saw a pillar of fire streak across the sky, followed by an earth-shattering roar that knocked people off their feet dozens of kilometers away. For days after the impact, the sky remained illuminated, and people as far away as Western Europe reported bright nights likely caused by dispersed particles in the atmosphere. But why does Tunguska remain so mysterious? Over the years, numerous theories have emerged to explain the phenomenon. Some suggest the explosion was caused by an icy comet that completely disintegrated upon entering the atmosphere. Others, more outlandish, speak of secret weapons tests or even extraterrestrial events. Expeditions to the site in the 1920s and 1930s found charred and twisted trees, but no concrete evidence of meteor fragments. Tunguska serves as a powerful reminder of how the planet can be struck by catastrophic events without warning. Tunguska is just one example of how Earth holds secrets that challenge our understanding. From lakes that petrify animals to mysterious explosions, our planet is a place of beauty, mystery, and power that never ceases to amaze us. These were the 7 strangest events that have ever happened on our planet. Which one did you find the most bizarre? Let us know in the comments and share other mysteries you know about. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories like this one. And if you want to keep exploring the most unbelievable mysteries of the planet, don't miss our next video. Why is there a zone where no one can live? Click now and find out.